in Kirk, or go to youhavealawyer.com.
Anytime, anywhere, 24/7, days, nights, or weekends.
When you've been hurt and you need a lawyer,
you have a lawyer.
1-800-LAWYERS or youhavealawyer.com.
Call 1-800-LAWYERS or visit youhavealawyer.com. If you have a phone, you have a lawyer.
Well, breaking news, big changes when it comes to the coronavirus and its impact on this area. How Dulles Airport will now play a major role in screening passengers. And new details on a possible terror attack that was stopped. What we're learning about the suspect and his criminal past. And we're tracking big changes for the work week ahead, what to expect when you walk out that door tomorrow and when it could feel like spring. We have two big new developments breaking tonight when it comes to the Wuhan coronavirus. The death toll now stands at more than 300. And the number of U.S. cases is up to now 11. We'll have that new detail coming up in just a few moments. But closer to home, a major change when it comes to where flights from China will now be funneled. There are now 11 airports on that list. 4 were added today, including Dulles. And that's where you find ABC 7's Tim Barber. And Tim, you met passengers tonight who scrambled to find flights out of China.
And we found dozens of passengers wearing those protective masks, some after a grueling trip back from China. Victor Zhang says the people who booked his trip from China to Dulles accidentally failed to confirm the reservation.
I was getting very frustrated and scared because I said eventually I won't be able to board.
So Zhang had to fly through South Korea and Turkey to get out of China, where the coronavirus shut down the movie he was working on.
If I develop symptoms or, I'm not really resting, then what if I get to IAD and I start coughing or start sneezing? That's what I was worried about.
More than 14,000 people have been affected worldwide. At least 300 people in China have died. Outside China, the first death, a 44-year-old man in the Philippines. Now the U.S. is temporarily banning foreign nationals who recently traveled to China. In Wuhan, China, where the virus broke out, crews built a 1,000-bed hospital in just 10 days to treat patients. Zhang says the small town where he was living was not affected by the virus, but it did force him on a long journey back to Dulles, where we are one of 11 airports now allowing U.S. citizens who have traveled to China in the last 2 weeks.
And with all the layovers together, it was like a 50-hour trip, so I'm really glad to be back.
And government officials are setting up enhanced screening areas as well as areas they can quarantine people if they need to. Reporting live from Dulles tonight, Tim Barber, ABC 7 News.
All right, Tim, thank you. Now, as part of the new restrictions, airline employees will ask all passengers boarding flights outside the U.S. if they've been to China in the last 14 days. U.S. citizens who have been to China within the last 2 weeks will be rebooked to one of those 11 airports. Then they'll go through health screenings. And if they show no symptoms, they will be able to fly home and will be asked to self-quarantine. Now, the announcement about the additional airports comes as the death toll in China rises tremendously. 361 people have lost their lives to the virus. That's 57 more deaths reported since just yesterday. And the total number of cases for the country jumping to more than 17,000. Well, tonight there are now 11 confirmed cases in the U.S., the latest case in Santa Clara County, California. But health officials say that number could go up.
Because we have a significant amount of travel that our residents do between here and many parts of the world, including China, I anticipate that we will have additional cases confirmed here in the county in the days and weeks to come.
Well, the U.S. is one of 26 countries or territories outside of China with coronavirus cases. And in Hong Kong, thousands of doctors and nurses could walk off the job in just hours. They're demanding that the government seal the border with mainland China. But that hasn't happened yet. And this is some hospitals are running out of supplies.
In our hospital, we don't have enough surgical masks.
In the hospital?
Yeah, in the hospital.
Well, National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien says China is more open than it has been in similar instances in the past. But China so far has not asked for assistance from the U.S. And new at 11, a doctor in Thailand says a new drug combination successfully treated a patient with coronavirus. That doctor said that he used a combination of drugs typically used in HIV and flu